We've got the meat of the rubric done, and now we want to go in there and we want to fix a few of the formatting challenges. This is the goal. This is what we want it to look like. So let's head back over to what we've got in progress here. You'll notice no colors, no formatting, and we're missing a few things. So first, we left out curious, so we need to go back and add that in. We're going to select the E, F, and G columns. We're going to right-click and we're going to hit Insert. And it's going to add 3 columns right in there for us. So again, just like we did before, we're going to merge this. We're going to type in the word curious. We're going to merge. Really, I'm just going to copy this. Control C to copy, or right click and copy. Paste that in and you've got it good. So we've got this. We can Control C and copy, or again right click and copy. Paste, down, down, paste, down, down, paste, so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. Alright, so now you can see I've got all the words curious in there. We just want to make sure the formatting's good. That's a size 12, that's a size 12. We're looking good there. So we've got curious in all the lines. We've added them in. We also forgot to write in the rubric the scoring mechanisms. So we want to write in here, observed regularly, right? And so that doesn't show up how we want it to. We want to wrap that text. And again, wrap text is right up here. It will wrap that text observed regularly in a nice and tight format for us. That looks good. The next thing is observed sometimes. And then observed rarely. So again, we're going to select those two. We're going to hit wrap text, and it's going to make it nice and tight for us. We also forgot to write in the rubric scoring mechanism, so we're going to go ahead and add that. So we're going to select 6. We're going to hold down the control key or the command key, depending on what type of computer you're using. Select 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and 30, and then we're going to right click and we're going to insert. And it's going to add one more row right underneath so that we can put our score mechanism in there, and that's what we want to do. So we're going to go ahead in there and we're going to say that observed regularly is worth 5 points. Observed sometimes is worth 4 points, and then rarely observed is worth 3 points. Okay? Alright. So again, we can type everything in and copy it as we like. It'll just take a little longer, and then the formatting won't be there. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and do some formatting here. We don't want there to be any borders in there. So we're going to hit no border, and then we're going to put an outside border. And that's what we want. So again, we don't want inside border, so we're going to do no border, and then we're going to do outside border. No border, and then outside border. So we've got our scoring mechanism in there. It looks like we want we want it to look like, and then we're going to copy that. Command C or right click, whichever one you prefer. I like Command C or Control C, depending on your computer again. And we're going to paste that all the way across. Look good? You'll notice that total is not pretty, so we're going to go ahead and we can merge that cell because we don't need to keep any of that formatting. And say Control C. Down, down, Control C, and then, or V. Alright, so now we've got that total line there all the way down. We've got this line all the way down. So we're looking pretty good. And then what we want to do is we want to copy this. Again, Control C is what I use. You can do right click if you like. We are going to replace it. 1, 2, 3, Control V. 1, 2, 3, Control V. 1, 2, 3, Control V. Control V, so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. So another neat trick that you can do here is, because you might want to change your scale, your scoring mechanism, or you might want to change the the scoring titles, you can come down here, hit the equal sign, and it'll drop right in there. So it'll drop the cell that you select. And again, you hit the cell equals, go up to the cell that you want, and then hit enter, and it'll input this little formula here. So equals B4 and equals B6. Okay. So you can copy that, select all those rows, hit V, and it will input. It will automatically, see how it changed this to D4 instead of B4? It's smart enough to do that for you. And then what you can do, again, is copy this whole row and column range here. We're going to replace it, and I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead and show you what we're going to be able to do here. Yeah, so we're going to do the same thing with the headers here for week 2. We're going to hit equals and then select the top row so that it changes anytime we change that. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. Alright, so we've got the equal signs in all these. So we've got the equal sign in all these rows. And what we're going to do now is we're going to change creative to the letter A. And see what happens. It changed all those column headers, so we won't have to go in there individually and key those in. It'll also happen for curious and communicate and relates with others and self-governing and so on and so forth. So it looks good. And then of course if you want to change this to a 3, right, 2, 1, or you want to write in 3 points, 2 points, 1 point, you know, whatever. Even if you spell it wrong, it's whatever. So you're going to be able to manipulate those cells completely and put in there whatever you like. So we've got the bulk of it done. The next thing we've got to do here is, depending on how we want week 1, if you want to write the week in there, great. If not, you can turn that sideways. We're gonna make it so we can write in there. So we're gonna merge and merge, so it makes it a nice clean block. We're gonna come down here and then Control V. Just kidding. So I'm going to skip ahead. All right, so thank you for joining us. That was part 5.